morning, students. How are you doing? Okay. I'm here this morning. My name is Dr. Choma Ogochukwanore. Okay, I'll be taking you on parasitology. So here this morning on this virtual learning environment. Why is it called virtual learning environment? Because it has to do with learning online. Okay, I know that some of these things we have done them in our physical classes, but due to the situation of the world now, where sometimes you have pandemic, okay, virtual learning is being introduced, and we're going to be having this parasitology online as well, so that in case there comes any situation like pandemic or strike, you can still come back to these videos and refresh your memory. So the course I'll be taking you on is parasitology, and I'll start with general parasitology as a whole. And with the name parasitology, you should know what it is. Parasitology is that science that deals with the study of parasites. Okay, parasites of different types. Okay, and you know that parasites are organisms that can be seen with the microscope, with the aid of microscope, and parasites are of different types and species. Okay, and we have dealt with many parasites in class. We have dealt with parasites like plasmodium species, that is the parasite that causes malaria infection. We have dealt with parasites like schistosome species, the ones that cause schistosomiasis. We have dealt with parasites that cause trypanosomes that cause trypanosomiasis. We have also dealt with leishmania species that deals that causes leishmaniasis. Okay, so all these are under when you are dealing with their study, the makeup of the parasites, their mode of living, how they transmit within the body of the organism, how their physiology is. That is what parasitology is all about. Okay, so in this course we are going to be discussing all that about parasitology, and I expect you that in this our virtual learning class that you are going to learn it very well. It will help you as an individual. It will help you to excel as a parasitologist anywhere in the world. Okay, so here in this parasitology class, I expect you to know the concepts of parasitology. And the concept of parasitology, we are dealing with the science of parasitology. Okay, we are going to be studying how the parasite lives temporarily or permanently within or on the body of a living organism. Okay, and then how their life cycle is carried out. These are the things we are going to be seeing in the study of parasitology. And then again, I want you to understand that the science of parasitology in relation, okay, to disease, okay, was developed by zoologists. Okay, inside zoology you have parasitology, because zoology is a course that deals with the study of animals. So inside the study of animals, you have the higher animals and the lower animals, and you have to find these parasitologists in the lower animals. So inside the study of biology, an aspect of biology was coined out, an aspect of zoology was coined out as what? Parasitology, which deals with the study of what? Parasites that parasitize both man and what? Animals. Okay, so and there are also animal parasites of different type. We have ectoparasites, we have endoparasites, and parasites that live within the body of the organism is called endoparasites. We have examples of them. The nematode worms, some of them are endoparasites. The protozoa species, many of them are endoparasites. Okay, so there are many of them lying out there. Even amoeba, entamoeba species, they are endoparasites. And then you have also ectoparasites. These ectoparasites are the parasites that dwell on the body of the organisms, and they also inflict pain on the body of these organisms. Okay, that's on the body of their host, the living organism they are living in. I want you to know something, that parasites dwell on the body of organisms, but not every parasite wants to kill its host. Okay, they want to live there as long as they can, still parasitizing the what's it called, still parasitizing the host. But there comes a time when the parasite inflicts greater harm on the host, and the host can do what, when the host has struggled for a living for a long time, and proper treatment is not given, the host can die. Okay, it will no longer exist, and then these parasites will still carry on to another host and continue to live. Then inside this parasitology, we are going to be dealing with the history of parasitology as well. The history of parasitology dates back to the Egyptian era. Okay, 16,000 BC, before the birth of Jesus Christ. Okay, they were able to discover parasitology that particular time. Do you understand me? So it's not something that started today. So that when people, sometimes when you tell somebody you're studying parasitology, they think it's just a new course that was coined out today, but it's not so. Parasitology was not coined out today. It was dated back in the time before Jesus was born. Okay, worms, okay, were seen. The Egyptians were able to find worms, and they documented it in their scrolls, in their papyrus scroll. Okay, then, but this modern parasitology that we're dealing with right now, dated back to 1379. Okay, that was when Jehan and Brea started making some discovery on liver fluke, and then we now, it has kept on happening. But in Nigeria, here we have our mama of parasitology. The first woman who studied parasitology in Nigeria is Professor Ika Bread, and we call her mama of parasitology. And since that time, she has given birth to more parasitologists, which I am one of them. And I expect that one day you're also going to become a parasitologist, like us. Okay, then we're going to be dealing with nature of parasitism. Okay, when you're talking about the nature of parasitism, you're talking about how a parasite exists, its nature when it is outside the body of the organism and even inside the body of the organism. Okay, and then you're talking about the symbiotic association that it exhibits. Okay, and then the host specificity. These are what we talk about in nature of parasitism. And the environment where these parasites see themselves in. Okay, we have the macro environment, we have the micro environment, and we have also the intra. Okay, you call it the intra, or you call it the infra environment. Okay, then for the macro environment, I'm going to talk about this environment in I'm going to talk about this environment that's explain a little bit of them so that you can understand the macro environment. Okay, which is the external environment, okay, of the host. That is where this organism dwells. And you know that this macro environment, sometimes the skin or the body of the organism, some of them have scales, some of them have excretions like salt, like that of man, and then some of them also have hairs on it as well. Some have pores. Do you understand me? But still, the parasite, okay, has a way it adapts to this macro environment. And then also for the micro environment, okay, which is the internal environment, okay, it is not easy for these organisms to be in the micro environment, because sometimes our body responses can affect them. So they too, as parasites, have adapted, and they have also revolutionized their system or their body through antigenic variation, that they can change. Most protozoan species can change their body structure once our body is releasing antigens to fight against antibodies that came in within the body system. Then for the infra environment, okay, This one represents the internal, in the internal environment of the parasites. Okay, and the importance of this environment is clear from the consideration of the normal kinetics of diffusion. Okay, this one has to do with um, there sometimes inside that infra environment diffusion takes place. Okay, there are organisms there, like let's say the tapeworm, okay, tinea species. Diffusion, for them to get food into their body system, the diffusion takes place into their, that's foods from the body of a man diffuse into their system. That is how they get nutrient in that particular environment. So their kind of environment is called infra environment, and they are able to do what, adhere and adapt, to that environment very well. Okay, so this is where I'm going to stop here. I'm going to stop here right now, but I'll still let you know that inside parasitology we have different aspects again. We have medical parasitology. Medical parasitology is the part of parasitology that deals with parasites that are of medical importance to man. Okay, and then you have that's when I mean medical importance, I mean parasites that parasitize man and give them infections of different types. Okay, then inside the same parasitology we have veterinary parasitology. This with parasites that are of veterinary importance. Okay, that they parasitize our flocks, our animals. Okay, that are of importance to us. So as example, you have the ticks, you have there are so many of them. We also have the zoonotic parasites. These are parasites that can be transmitted from animals to man. Okay, man can, when these parasites parasitize animals, they can also parasitize man at the same time. They are called zoonotic parasites. And then you also have molecular parasitology. This is an aspect of parasitology that deals with the study of the molecular aspect of the parasites. Okay, everything that has to really do with their cellular biology. Okay, their composition. That's what molecular parasitology is all about. Their DNA combination, the RNA combination, everything that takes place within the cell, the genetic combination of the organism. Okay, that is what happens there. So this is where I'm going to stop at this moment. I expect you to run through this introduction to parasitology. When next I come to class, I will still explain this part. Thank you very much, and God bless.